Okay, we are live. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is DJ L Rock Boogie, uh, and my partner T Bone is online. Also, I like to give a shout out to some people before we get started. Right, I'm with Integrated Sounds, and my partner DJ Mello is out there. Also, I like to holler at my other DJ partner DJ Mel. Right, and give a shout out to my two sons, Jamel Shirt and Genario Shirt. Jamel Shirt, Genario Shirt. They my shout outs. All right, y'all, we're gonna start the day off with a topic. And I know we've been riding the black woman for a little bit, but we're gonna kind of stay on topic. We're gonna try to stay on topic with the black woman throwing the black man under the bus. Okay, a change is a must. We must change. Okay, we as in black men and women. Okay, just because I'm gonna make this disclaimer before we get kicked in, the fact that we are choosing to talk about the black woman does not mean that the black man doesn't need an adjustment too. It's just so happened that this is the topic of the moment. We will have those topics also about the black man. But
Are you walking on eggshells, man?
yeah, I mean, I gotta make the disclaimer because a lot of sisters first thing they say is, "Oh my God, why they always talking about black women?" And they,
Here's the thing: real women know what applies to them and what doesn't apply to them. It's only these bitches and hoes that get offended because they know we're hitting right on the mark. You know what I'm saying? That's why they get offended. So they want to attack because they offended because we tell the truth about their ass. But real women, you know what I'm saying? To be honest, and we need to do a segment on some real women.
okay,
Because there's a lot of real women out here that do not get credit for nothing that they do. And they some down ass women. These are the women that as black men we should go all out for. Protect, you know what I'm saying? Make sure nobody brings harm to them, help them when they need it, even lay their life on the line for them. There are black women like that. But right now we're not talking about them women, we're talking about these bitches and these hoes. They like to throw us under the bus.
yeah, and I have to agree that that excuse me, my mic keep going out for some reason. That shit is irritating me. Testing one, two, testing one, two. Yeah, that is an issue. And it starts even at home in the family with moms, sisters, aunts, cousins, nieces, daughters. I don't know if they think that when they do this, it's almost like a second nature type of thing, and they think nothing of it. I mean, it has to be brought to their attention, and I don't know. I think we ought to get specific, but I'm gonna say that I have to agree with that because even the women in my family will throw me under the bus at any given time. They will throw me under the bus. Excuse me, my mic is going in and out, but yeah, you go ahead and kick it off and get it started for me, yo. While I adjust this mic, I don't know what's going on, yo. Mic is dropping out. Testing one, two.
Taking difficulties.
Yeah, I mean, as soon as I started talking, that's when they wanted to drop out. But
I heard you clearly, so you know what I mean. I don't know if everybody else did.
yeah. I mean, I just think that, and I heard the brother Umar, Dr. Umar, right? I heard him say, like I told you earlier today, that black women are kind of feeding this cycle that we are going through
They
because
are.
You know, but the first thing they're gonna say, and I'm gonna tell you, the first thing they're gonna say is, "Black man is not in the picture. Black man ain't doing what he's supposed to do."
Let's bring something to the attention. Let's bring something to the attention first. In a large way, in certain areas, they are right. They are right.
Okay.
The biggest part of the responsibility, I'm not taking the responsibility for the actions of bitch and a hoe. I'm not doing it. You got to have self accountability. Anytime you got a lot of women out here that do not participate in the acts that bitches and hoes participate in, you cannot tell me or convince me that it's not about choice. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's about choice, and I do know that I'm aware that your environment and your mentality plays a big part of these choices. So, yeah. You know, I'm not going to leave that out. I'm not going to overlook that. Now, when it comes to a lot of these things being our fault as men, because we've been conditioned. I'm gonna go ahead and address the elephant in the room.
What?
As men coming from slavery, coming out of slavery, the teachings and the manipulation and the mindset and the fear that has been installed in the black man. See, you got a lot of black men that run around talking about, I ain't afraid. But I noticed something. When it comes down to dealing with these white people, these devils, and I'm not saying all white people are devils. I'm talking about the devilish ones that create that behavior in their culture. These crooked cops, these KKK hiding behind badges and hiding in politics so they can inflict this type of genocide on our people. These are the ones that I'm pointing a finger at, that I'm exposing. So when it comes to dealing with them, as black men as bad as the motherfucker in our own community. We'll whoop each other's asses, we'll jump all over each other, jumping motherfuckers, robbing, stealing, selling dope, all kinds of dumb shit we're doing, participating in our own destruction. Right. But when these damn devils come up and start harassing another brother, we do not come together to fight. And those are the moments we should. When they put their hand on a black woman, I'm sorry, as a black man, as our responsibility as the protectors of our women, I don't give a damn if you know her or not. We should come out the woodworks and make sure that they don't touch our women, regardless of what the consequences is. If we stick together, they cannot do shit. It's divide and conquer. That's why they say that. That's why they got the hidden message of united we stand. That's a coded message. They're letting white people in America know that united we stand, divided we fall. They tell us that. And they allow us to live under the division and even create division within ourselves.
But do all the women deserve that? I mean, because remember, we talking about the one that throws.
I said the good women.
Oh, okay.
So when they're saying that, because see, the problem that we have is.
So how do we know that what's a good woman and what's not?
Okay, I'm gonna show you a good woman, right? A good woman is a woman that when you have your baby with this woman, right? And she ain't gonna try to take you as child support because she's gonna know that it's important to have you in the child's life. So she don't care about no damn child support from your ass. She's trying to get you to be in this child's life. She don't want nothing from you. She's gonna work hard to do it for herself.
Right.
And she work with you regardless of whether y'all together or not. Because see, there are women out there like that. There's a lot of women that never been on child support.
Right.
Never collected not 1 ounce of child support from their kids' fathers. And they're holding down jobs, a job and a part-time.
But I'm saying, like,
now you got
how do we know
now
that?
You got these,
how do we know that?
Because there's a lot of them out here. I know some.
No, I know it's true. I'm just saying, like, when you were saying, like, if we see the police beating up on these type of women.
We don't know that. Unfortunately, we don't know that. And unfortunately, we're going to have to make certain sacrifices in order to make sure that these women, because really, overall, if we show, and this is my philosophical point on how we can get around this, right? If at any given moment in time, we just defend as men, we make it a priority to make sure that our women and our children are defended. So we as a men, as a collective, will gain back our respect and our trust from black women subconsciously. Because subconsciously, they know, and that's what a lot of this violence is about, because these white people in society, are showing these women, well, you know what, these black men can't do nothing for you. I watched a clip where this white dude, he was racist, and it was an inspector, and it was a young sister. She was an inspector, and the white guy was mad, and he got mad at her, and she stood her grounds because she was the inspector, and she made sure she told him do not talk to her that way. She worked for the state. The white dude ran up on her, cussed her out, called her a nigger, called her a bitch, and spit in her face. And then had a nerve to step back and say, and ain't nobody going to help you. Ain't nobody going to do shit about it. You know what I'm saying? Right. And I was watching her, and I saw how broken this woman was. And there was men around. Now, I don't know how many black men there was because I didn't see no men of color.
Right.
But there was men around. And my thing was, if there was a black man there, I don't care. That's worth losing the job. Because I would have broke that dude's fucking job right on spot.
Right.
I can go get another job because I'm a man before anything else. I came looking for a job. I can leave looking for a job. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So my whole point is, as men,
so in other words, we should just protect our women anyway.
Exactly. And then the weed out process comes within that because then it would allow the good women to start standing up against these bitches and these hoes. Because they're already at a point where they're fed up. Because what they're saying is, we're chasing the big booty bitch. That's what women say about black men. We don't want the good woman. We want to run behind the big booty bitch. The thought.
Yeah.
The strip club hoe, the weak-minded bitch. Because we raised to stick our dick up in something and fuck. And this bitch is ratchet. All she's about is a paycheck, trying to get child support. Ain't trying to work a real job and be what a real woman is on. And they're saying that.
Right. Running the fuck
straight. So now to get on topic, because I wanted to be clear that there are good women out here, and we do have a responsibility in protecting the women. And unfortunately, we have to protect all women in order for them to stand by us, so the good women can stand by us and help weed out these negative women. Just like we need to stand by them to help weed out these negative ass niggas.
Right.
We got to do it. So now, the topic at hand. These motherfuckers that throw us under the bus. And they're talking, why is it I can't find no good man? Why the fuck are you throwing us under the bus? Because let's turn the camera around now. You got a brother who works a job, but because you say he's a square, or because you say he's not masculine, because he's not running around saying fuck this, fuck that, grabbing his dick, selling dope, or whatever kind of hustle he's portraying to have, and he talks like, and instead of talking like bitch, he's like, well, hey babe, how you feeling today? Let's take a trip. Let's take a ride out to the countryside and do shit that you feel that is beneath you or boring, not exciting.
You're right. I had to agree because, again, a lot of women out here be like, there are any good guys out here, and then when, like you say, when there is a guy that's good for them, when they do finally find a guy that's good for them, they dog them out, right? Run over them, disrespect them, and leave him or disrespect him to go run with Ray Ray and them. Like,
call on Tyrone.
I'm saying this, a lot of our black women have fell into that trap, bro. And
their
choice of man.
And playing, couch sitting, weed smoking, beer drinking, use your car to go pick up another bitch to dig down.
Yeah.
Come pick you up from work in your shit,
that's
eat up
want.
your food, and lay up. That's what the fuck you want, because that's what you think you can control. But you can't control this shit.
Yeah, that's
and
what
you damn sure
like.
Can't teach that dumb motherfucker to be smart.
Yeah, I can attest to that a lot of these sisters is just dumb. They just fall for the dumbass tricks, yo. And
I'm
they chase the wrong type of dudes, and then they talk about, you know, men ain't shit. Ain't no good men out here. That's because you chasing the wrong dudes. And then a lot of times, let's keep it real. When they play, then you got ones that place the expectations so fucking high that it's unrealistic for them to even find a man like that.
But see, that's because they got double standards. They can come into a relationship with 2-3 kids and expect you to be dad. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But they don't want a man with 2 or 3 kids.
Right.
See, it's not right. It's unequally yoked. Their mentality is all wrong. And see, we being men, we're like, you know what? I'll step up. But then you also got these bitches out here that want you to turn your back on your kids so they can feel comfortable with their insecurities.
Yeah, they are.
That's not women. That's not a woman. See, a woman's going to embrace your kids like it's her kids.
Yeah.
A woman's going to step up. She's not going to overstep her boundaries, but she will give you advice on ways to talk to your kids and be a part of your kids' life. You know what I'm saying? This is what real women do.
Right.
And we're not looking at the signs because just like how women get played by these niggas, you know, we as men, we get played by these bitches. We try to run around with this pride, but we get fooled. We got these women bitches running around trying to act like they good women. They play that role. They pretend that they're good. We get with them. And as soon as we start developing feelings and emotions and we caught up in that cycle, that's when they start showing their true fucking colors. When we're emotionally tied to their ass. And then we got to go through that emotional roller coaster dealing with this bitch. Because we done allowed ourselves to gain an emotion for it. See, nobody's free from this shit because we got emotions. You can't hide from that.
Right.
But the problem is in society, let's if you want to look at the core of it, it's mentality, environment, conditioning is the 3 key elements on why we are the way we are with each other. Because one, we don't have an understanding in the differences of the mentalities between men and women. And then let's get even more different. The environment that these men and women have been raised in, who their parents are, how they were trained and taught, the society of where they are. Because when you're on the East Coast, it's a more militant mentality because of what we experience on the East Coast. But the further west you get, it becomes a more and more manipulative and pimp mentality. Like the niggas in Chicago and that extend from Mississippi. You'll notice that a lot of them women in Mississippi are straight hoes. I'm not saying all women in Mississippi are hoes, but you'll notice that they don't mind dropping on their back, spreading them legs open to get what they want.
Oh, yeah.
They don't mind that shit. And you see that same behavior going in the women in Chicago because a lot of them migrate from Mississippi to Chicago for whatever reason. And the men, they play the same damn game. They believe that they can sell you anything. They can lie to your ass and you believe everything. And matter of fact, they believe their own damn lies. That's why you'll notice that a lot of people from Chicago, when they get to areas like New York, Baltimore, Georgia, where black people don't play that shit, and where that shit really depends on your life, them motherfuckers is as hell. They don't try to run everything. But when you get to places like, when you're in places like Minnesota and Wisconsin, Iowa, you'll notice when you go there, you'll hear them niggas talking, I'm from Chi-Town, I'm a Chi-Town nigga. You know what I'm saying? Right. Because the mentality of the people from Minnesota and Iowa and Wisconsin are not as hood as some of these areas that's predominantly violent. When you got Louisiana and California and the eastern states, Philly. You know what I'm saying? Delaware.
Right.
So when you got areas like that, they don't play them games, so they can't push that shit. They quiet as a mouse. But my whole point is, you can't tell how you can't tell the difference in mentalities. You got to learn that shit. You got to understand that, hey, the people over here are got kind of like pimp mentality. The people over here are militant. The people down south, as Ray Charles used to say, country dumb. In other words, they play dumb. They talk slow and manipulate your ass because you believe that they slow. That's why you notice a lot of girls, when they go down south, get turned the fuck out. Because they go down south thinking that they dealing with these slow ass country bumpkins, and them niggas put something on them hoes.
Right. They get pimped out down south though, don't they?
Exactly, because them niggas put dick up in them bitches because they come down there thinking that these niggas is country dumb, and these niggas, shit, they got a brain just like anybody else, and they know women get stuck on stupid just like anybody else, so they play that game, and these women get down there, get loose, get drinking, and next thing you know, you got 6 niggas in the room with their dick in their hand, running through this bitch. Now her mind is fucked. Yeah, it happens where it does, but you know what?
I'm talking about them bitches like asking.
Yeah, but see, the thing is, when they get there with them niggas in that environment, them niggas will put them out there. Like even in Cali, they do the shit in Cali, except they more strong arm because when they move into them neighborhoods like Watts and Compton and them areas where in LA, when you're in Los Angeles, you got areas and it's gang infested. So when you move into an area because you low income, you subjected to the violence in that area. You can't get away.
Well, hold up, bro. Hold up. Slow down, because we going off topic here. Ain't we? We supposed to be talking about these women.
Throwing us under the bus.
I'm just
explaining the fact that in those areas, you got to learn the mentality. Because the conditioning process is a part of the reason why we throw each other under the bus. And a lot of the black women, because they feel unprotected, and they also have been trained to hate the black man, the self-hatred that goes on within them. Okay. So they got a subconscious feel of spite and disdain emotions towards us, to the point where they will throw us under the bus quick as fuck because they don't value us.
Well, that's obvious, because when you see a black woman with a white man, you
oh notice my gosh,
she seems to be able to play her. She seems to be able to play her gender role pretty well. But when you see, as soon as a black woman can be around a black man, that's when we get all this extra motherfucking attitude and shit. You never see that when you see a black woman with a white man. You never see that. Like, they always send it to be submissive women. Like, they don't give us that, nigga, what you mean shit. Oh, you don't hear none of that. You don't never see that. Like, I'm like, what the fuck? They know how to play them. They know what role they really supposed to play. Again, I just like you said, I think that it's got a lot to do with them just not having that much respect for the black man. So
I'm gonna tell you, there was a time I was doing petitions in respect to black women period in general. Right. And it was raising awareness for the fact that at the time, it was for every dollar a man makes, a woman makes 70 cents,
Okay.
To the dollar.
Okay.
And I was raising signatures on a petition, and I remember when I spoke to white women and Asian women and even Latino women, and I was telling them what it was about. I was getting signatures from them. It was like, wow, you're doing this is for the women. We support this. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Every time I was talking to a black, and I'm not saying all black women, but when I spoke to, I say 96% of these black women that I encountered, and I was explaining to them what they were doing. They would ask me, well, how you got this information? How you know this?
Right.
And I had to pull out the stats and show them. And even on that note, they were still, they gave me so much attitude, like I was trying to get them to pay for something.
Right.
Or trying to get them involved in something. When all it was matter of fact, it was bringing awareness to change this shit for women, for them.
Right.
Now, if I was a white boy, if I would have been a white man coming in, they would have hung on every word. Every word.
Right.
A white man could walk in a room and tell a bunch of black women, fuck y'all. And they'll bitch and moan, but they'll be quiet and still at the end of the day, he can go into his speech and he'll respect his speech. Forget all about that. He said, fuck y'all.
Yeah.
Let a black man come in there and say, fuck you. And I swear to God, you'll get up and walk the fuck out of him.
Well, I mean,
We're
easy
we're viewed
targets.
ugly. Yeah, we're viewed as ugly. And what they don't understand is black
I don't
men.
know about ugly, but I ain't gonna say ugly, but I know that they got more power than we do when it comes down to the law, right? And they know that they can give us hell, and then when the law comes, we going down. So yeah, I think that is the only reason why they do what they do. I don't think it's that they think we ugly, but I know
No, I didn't say
they
I
view us.
didn't say we were ugly.
Huh?
I'm saying as far as the targets, we're ugly targets. We're an ugly target. When I'm saying ugly, I don't mean by physically ugly. I mean like the level of the way we're targeted is ugly.
I hear you. I'm just saying, I think that it's no, I mean, I'm not. I just don't. I don't disagree with you. The terminology ugly. I just something I wouldn't use. So, I'm saying that I know that they know. I know that they know that they can get away with it, and that's the reason why they do it. Honestly, I think it's got a lot more to do with the fact that they know that. And then not only that, they've been raised in these single family homes where they don't know their gender role. But then, like I said, when I see some of these relationships with black women and white men, it seems like they know their gender role pretty well. So
that's black with any man, any other creature, even with Hispanic men, even with Asian men, it's the same thing. They still be submissive. They don't even talk back to them like that.
Right. Yeah,
a black woman is trained. When she's with a black man, she's trained by her mom and the women in her family. Girl, you got to make sure you get your own, get you a job, and you got to do this. Train, prepare yourself for when this nigga leaves or when it's over. But when she's with a white man, girl, you better go ahead and make sure you that good housewife. You better cook your husband that meal. You better make sure them kids is clothed. That man taking care of you, girl. Ooh, you know what I'm saying?
Is that what they tell each other?
Yeah, they do. They witness that shit. Yo, when I was in training, I was in San Bernardino, California, right? And there was this, and I was watching this game the whole time. This white dude was from Cali, so he had his car. We was down there. We was getting shuttled around. So the white guy, he was using his car to try to get next to the black chick. That's basically what he was doing. He was trying to get some ass. And so he'd use his car talking about, well, I'll take you to, we can go get something to eat and we can go do this. And I was like, nah, I'm cool. I'll walk or I'll Uber. That's my thing. I'm not depending on no dude. I ain't falling for your game. Right. The black girls was all for it. Now I was listening to this dude talk, right? And the dude would slip up and say different things, but he also would have conversations one way in front of the guys. And then when he get around them women, he's saying something different, right? Now, mind you, there was no white women in our group. There was a Hispanic chick, and there was like 3 other black chicks. That was all the women in our group. Right. So the guy, he's talking to us, and he's talking about how his mom lives over here, his dad lives over here, and he's trying to create these prominent areas. But yet the guy was staying with his sister. Okay. Now, I overheard one of his conversations he was having with his sister, where she was asking for the car. So obviously he was using his sister's car, but he's running game on them like, I'm helping my sister out with her kids type thing. And they was believing in that shit because this is a white boy now. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So they believing that he's coming from money. They believe that this dude had it going on. It wasn't even his car. He didn't even have a car. He was driving his sister's minivan, and he was driving his sister's car. Well, her sister and her husband. So and they was all over it. And the one woman the one black chick told the other one, girl, you need to fuck with him. He got money. You can get some money out of this. And all that. Already pimping each other out. Co-signing to be a hoe and a thot. And I'm sitting here thinking like, bitch, I got 2 trucks, a car, and a bike. My shit. And you know what I'm saying? This is why he has nothing. And you can't even see the game. But they look down. And I'm not saying it because I tried to holler, because I sure didn't try to holler. I was just observing. But the irony to it all is the mentality that went into that, where they believed that this white boy is in a better position than us, the white guy. You know what I'm saying? And I wasn't the only one in a good position as a black man in the group. There was other brothers in there that had their shit together. You know what I mean?
That's what they were doing. Because he was white, they was assuming that. Well, that's a lot of black people, when they see white people, they think of money. All they see is money. I mean, it's real. It's like that in the hood. You know that. You see white
and that's
people,
why.
think of money.
And that's why they can get over on us as a culture, because of the stereotypical images that we put on them. Like we put on Asians, we believe when we see an Asian, the Asian is smart. I know a lot of Asians that I helped out in school. You know what I'm saying? They used to come to me to help me so they can get their homework and ask me to explain their assignment and shit like that. So
I guess it depends, but yeah, I guess I could say some of you, I would think that they smart. Yeah, I guess. But I see like some of these Asians in the city, because we see a lot of them here. I don't see them motherfuckers I see them 2 steps out of the ghetto. I mean, half of them live in the ghetto with us.
Yeah, and you know what's funny? Like, the funny thing is, I know why, but when you get to know them, I'm gonna tell you something about it. When you get to know them, they actually respect you more than white people and black people all together. They do. And I've known Laotians. Yeah, but I'm just saying. Yes, I'm almost cool.
I guess I could say I never got that close.
But the thing is, the women in their culture shows us a different level of respect. When you're a respectable guy, I'm gonna say it like that, because some of these people are niggas, so it don't apply to everybody. But when you're a respectable individual, I noticed that the women of other cultures have a tendency to give us that much more respect than the women of our own culture. I mean, because I have not had an issue, and I haven't dated outside the culture all like that. I haven't done that, but I'm just saying, I haven't been disrespected by Hispanic. I haven't been disrespected by. I mean, I'm not saying that I couldn't have, but it's choice. It was choice. Except for from Nicaragua. I messed with a girl from Nicaragua, but the whole thing was, I've never been disrespected outside of my culture. You know what I'm saying? And that on that level, when it comes to women, they have a more of a value for us, and they see us for who we are, as opposed to how black women look at us. They look at us like we ain't shit. When we speak about different things, if we don't have money behind us to back us, black women look like we ain't nothing. They look at us like we're nothing.
You know, that's one of the black women's downfall. Like, they see a man could be on his come up, but they so busy looking for a man already there, they'll turn him down. He might be a good dude, right? But his status ain't where she should have. He might not be at that level. You know what I mean? So she consider him as a peon and not enough, right? But then when she sees him later on, and he done got his come up and he done came up, her attitude changes. Like, yo, come on, get the fuck out of here. You gotta be kidding me. Like, I would never fuck with a woman like that. Like, fuck.
How could you?
Hell nah. What you want? Like, I mean, you want a one night stand? I mean, what you want me to do with? You want to go out and spend some time together? Because I ain't making you my woman. That's dead.
And I'm gonna tell you why a lot of black men choose other women when it comes to that situation. Because of that very thing right there. Because they get treated like shit prior to that point. And this woman, and they fail to realize, and this is one of the areas where I do believe how black women throw us under the bus. Black women know that the laws target black men. They know this. They know that in these jobs, they target black men. Because why? Because it takes, in order to buy a house, you need to have a certain level of income. You need to be on a job and a stable residency for 2 years.
Right.
And your income to debt ratio needs to be more income than debt.
Absolutely.
So in order to keep us down economically, we get harassed and fucked with on the job. We don't get advancements like that. And I'm not saying the few that slip through the cracks. I'm talking about as in general, we don't get the advancements like that. And usually we get hired on a job. Then they hire some white dude or whoever else they want to hire and have us train them in as our supervisors or managers or bosses. Mm-hmm. Yes. Now, how you come in and the basic employee training the boss?
Yeah, that's the oldest trick in the book. They still doing that.
Yeah, they doing that. And then black women know that this is going on. But instead of saying, I'm going to support my brother, hey, you know what, I know what's going on, they participate. They act like, oh, y'all niggas just don't want to work. You niggas just ain't trying to do nothing. You're lazy. And it's like, bitches, you crazy. Do you see what the fuck is going on? And then when a black man is trying to achieve something, the black woman wants him to put her before anything else. So if you're working 18 hours a day trying to achieve your goal to become successful, that black woman gives you hell and will go fuck around on you. Because why? Because she's mad because your ass put your job before her. And then how she'll run manipulation on you is she'll tell your ass some shit like, you ain't doing this for me, you doing this for yourself. You doing this for something else. That's what they do to justify what they're doing. There's no peace in a home. And it says it's better to live alone in the woods than dealing with a contentious woman, than being in the same dwelling with a contentious woman.
So okay, so let's get ready to wrap this up because time go by quick when you're talking, bro. I ain't lying. And we'd be surprised how fast time go by. Now, we don't want to make the podcast too long because people attention spans ain't that damn long.
Yeah.
I want to say, what do you suggest would be a solution, man? I mean, come on, what are we doing? What do we do about this? We know what the problem is.
My honest opinion as men,
right.
There's a couple things we need to do. One, we need to take responsibility. Step the fuck up. Because the men are always supposed to be the leads. We got to learn how to communicate with each other, stand in that mirror, depict our flaws, and straighten our shit out and start protecting our women. Okay. So we can show them. And then slowly by surely, we'll be able to get the respect earned from the good women first. Fuck them other women. But the good women first, because then it will start changing their perception of us. Because to be honest, anybody that passed judgment on you is a weak-minded motherfucker, so you shouldn't want to deal with them anyway. If you're not strong enough and smart enough to sit here and find out the truth, ask me questions.
Right.
If you want to know something, ask me.
Right.
Let's talk. Let's discuss this. Instead of you assuming, believing you know me, because that's what a lot of bitches do. So we don't need them kind of bitches anyway, because those are the very bitches that you'll believe that is loving you and in love with you. But as soon as you hit that storm, that bitch trying to float off on somebody else's life raft.
Okay. All right. So this is what I'm saying. Like, all right. Let me throw my little 2 cents in there too. I think I agree with you wholeheartedly that we need to step up to the plate. I think it starts at the home, bro. I think a lot of our problems is rooted in the fact that we got matriarchal setup, man, and it was done by design. You know, we know the system. A lot of us already know that the system played a role in our matriarchal setup that we had where women are raising these kids without men around, and men that not necessarily bad men, but have fallen into these traps that's been placed in our hoods or in our lifestyle or way that we think that we should go. A lot of men fall for the okie doke. You know what I mean? Like a lot of them want to be hustlers, and a lot of us don't. Look, let's keep it real. The guys that are good, that should be like the role models, because I know a lot of people say I ain't no role model, whatever. I'm just going to tell you what it is. If a child sees, if I'm a male child and I can see males in my neighborhood with some power that work, okay, then I have a choice. See, because now I have choices. But when you control the choices and you remove them, and these men decided they don't want to be in the neighborhood, they move out. Some of them do. Let's say that's a small percentage that do that, and then the other percentage fall through the cracks because they end up in jail, on drugs, alcoholics, and so on and so forth. All these traps that are in our community that filter out all these men and leave all these families with single women raising kids. And then the children, the males cannot be shown how to be a man by a woman. You can raise them, but they cannot really show you how a man needs to be shown how to be a man by a man. You understand? And these boys are being raised by women, and they're boys. Even when they 30 and 40 years old, they still boys. You know what I mean? They got a lot of feminine ways, and they just don't know no better because they haven't been shown no better. So it has to start, man, at home right away. And I guess the best thing is for the males today, man. Look, if you're hearing this, or if you don't hear this, and this resonates somehow, that we need to take charge. Like you said, we got to take it back. We can't. We not gonna go and ask for it back. We need to take it back. We need to take our positions in our homes. We need to show our little girls that we're men and fathers and brothers and uncles. You know what I mean? Not just that nigga in jail, or that nigga on the corner down there selling dope, or that nigga over there nodding out, or that nigga down there drunk on the corner. I mean, we can show them that we are these men of the family. And it's just that I think.
But you know what has to happen?
What's that?
Okay. Part of what happened, because I'm not disagreeing with you. I believe wholeheartedly that we do need to do that. And one of the things that need to happen is we need to cut the bullshit. Right. What I mean by cutting the bullshit, I mean you got to start taking away everything that they're using to destroy us, to force the change. Like, for example, like saying, oh, I can't get no jobs, let's hustle, let's sell dope, let's do this. If we wasn't selling dope, we would eliminate that process of them using us, to go to the pipeline to prison. You know what I'm saying? Right. Because the only thing they're doing is they take this away and make that available. They make it difficult to get a job, but I'm going to stick the dope in the neighborhood so your ass can get caught up on selling dope. Then I got your ass in prison. You know what I'm saying? And then you put yourself in the buck breaking camp. And then once you put yourself in the buck breaking camp, then I got your ass where I need you to be. You know what I'm saying? I got you being raped, I got you being beat down, I'm breaking your mentality because you're living in a cage. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah, but I mean they controlling the choices. So we have to since we know these pitfalls, like now, okay, we see it. Okay, let's say back then a lot of us fell into it, we just didn't see it. Okay. All right, now that we do see the pitfalls, right? The ones we can identify, at least right now, you're right. We need to not do that. I mean, we need to say, fuck that. I'm going, and I know a lot of, like I say, they control the choices. So how do you tell a teenage boy, right, who's 16, his girl is pregnant, right? And you tell him he gotta get a job to take care of his family. But you know what? But he see his homeboys. He see. Listen, he got rap music. His homeboys. I mean, all the girls flocking to the dudes with all. I mean, come on. How do you tell him that?
But check this out. That comes from us being responsible too, as the men. As the men, no matter how we put it, I try to look around this. No matter how I look around, it still falls back in our lap. If we take away all these other vices, then it leaves nothing. It's just like with the women. If we stop, first and foremost, we sit down with these women and discuss with them, like, you know what, I'm not this type of dude. I'm not going to be smacking on you. I'm not going to be arguing with you. I'm not going through these things with you. And we're communicating with them. And if they ain't the right kind of woman, and they're not doing what's needed to be done, and so we just go ahead and end the relationship because they're not right. You know what I'm saying? Because you can't keep putting money into something that's not worth, as they say, spending good money after a bad situation. Can't keep doing that.
Okay.
So we got to do that as well, all the way around the table. Not go out here and be like, my girl pissed me off. She don't listen to me. She's doing this and that, and I'm gonna go fuck this big booty bitch over here. We have to be the men. We have to step it up and take away everything that you say negative about me. I'm going to remove that shit, because what I'm going to do is I'm gonna put that shit back in your lap.
Okay.
And if you're not going to change, because I'm going to change. If you're not going to change, then I need to leave you the fuck alone, because I guarantee you that there is a good woman out here that wants a good man.
I just think, I agree with you though, but I just think that once the men take their homes back and take their communities back, that we don't have to do that. Like, I think that for the women that are already like that, I don't think we're not going to change that. What I'm saying is, I'm talking about. Hold on. Well, let me finish. I'm talking about the children. I'm like, okay, people that are grown right now, I really think it's too late for them. I'm talking about perpetuating something for the next generation. Okay, that's why I say when we get back into the community and we take a hold of our homes and we become grandpas and we become dads and we become uncles and cousins and brothers and we showing up without drug dealing, right? We showing up. You know, we out there earning a living, whether it's entrepreneurship or working or whatever, right? But we showing up. And we are now heading our households. You understand what I'm saying? And I know you're saying is that, you know, how we're going to find the women. There are some women. We already agreed that there are some women that are still good.
I'm not saying, well, that's not what I mean. What I mean by what I posed that question was the fact that in order to do so, you're saying it right. We have to take our homes back, but there's stages that we need to do in order to take our home back. Because first and foremost, we have to identify our illness and our damage, because we've been damaged. We're damaged men. Yeah. We truly are. We're damaged men. We're living in a society where most men, even grown-ass men, are running out here standing in line to buy a pair of Jordans. Because they're brainwashed, because they got to have the new Jordans. These are grown ass men. So when it comes to this, and not only that, you got entertainers, these so-called successful people that we look up to, and they out here buying Jordans and all kinds of shit that, you know, the superficial bullshit that we know means nothing.
I hear you.
So we got to do it as men. We have to do it as men. Because if we don't, then we're going to have an issue. We're going to have an issue.
That's pretty much the bottom line, of it, bro. Because I think that the women are out of line. You know, we have to check them as children. So that's what I'm saying. Like, we have to raise these women like that. Like, these women been raised by women, bro. That was raised by women. So this is like this is like a third generation, yo, of women that are raised by women that been raised by women with no men in the house.
I know, you know, my perception when we talked about doing this topic, but no matter how I look at it, I cannot. I mean, there's self accountability, so women do have the responsibility of being responsible for the choices that they make. Self-accountability. You do have to have that. But the bigger picture also that goes along with it is I can't point my finger at them when I know that by design and by God's design that, you know, we are the leads, we are the heads.
Right.
We influence the women, regardless.
Right.
So it has to start within. We have to stand in that mirror. We got to stand in that mirror, point that finger at ourselves, and we got to look deep at the damage that we have, and say, you know what? Why is it that I jump from bitch to bitch to bitch to bitch to bitch? Why is it that I get tempted? What is it about me that makes me want to go fuck that girl over there when I got a woman at home? Because there's something missing. And if you're not communicating, even at home, the one thing I learned about a relationship, regardless of what it is, every single day, you're out here in this society, you're learning something in this world. You're having another discovery every single day. We don't communicate. So in a relationship, communication is the number one thing. That's key. So if you don't go home to your woman and you're like, hey, baby, this is what I learned today, because, you know, the brainwashing technique of it all is our job. We spend 8 to 10 hours at a job that markets and brands us. So now all we think about and think about is Church's Chicken or McDonald's or Target or AIG insurance company or whatever, wherever we work. That's our brain mentality, you know, of the day, because we talk about what happened at work and the people that came in there and who we work with and all this other stuff. When we bring brainwashed shit home, so we get complacent and the communication level is not there. So we don't tell each other what we really need and want and desire as a couple or as a man. Like, hey, baby, I need you to be a little freaky. You know what I'm saying? We ain't on that shit. And she might not be telling your ass, I need you to be a little bit more and whatever. You know what I'm saying? We're not discussing that because we're too busy want to be politically correct or don't want to hurt the other motherfucker's feelings.
I heard you.
So we live complacent lives in unhappy relationships, and then we run across somebody who feels that desire that we're looking for,
right,
instead of building that desire in the person that we're with.
Right.
And at that point, then the blame game comes into effect, because women do the same thing and men do the same thing. We find that fault and that flaw in our partner so we can blame them for the choice we made. Well, I'm going to go stick my dick in this bitch because you ain't doing what you're supposed to do.
Right.
Or I'm going to go suck this nigga dick because, you know, he's making me feel like a woman. He just bought me something.
I just want to say this, and I'm going to say this in closing because we got to pretty much wrap it up. It's like 6 o'clock. No, at 6. I'm going to say this in closing, though. I just think that our women have a couple things. There's a couple things going on, right? First of all, we're coming out of slavery not too long ago, okay? We got psychological issues as a group of people, not as individuals, but as a group. We have psychological issues, all right, that we need to work on, okay? This ain't the show to talk about that. We talk about that another time. But I just think that if we are the men we supposed to be in the beginning, and I'm saying the beginning as the family structure.
Right, I understand.
When the child is born, and if it's if your daughter can see a man in the home, she can choose a man based on what she sees. She sees her uncles, she sees her dad. You know, she will probably be able to choose a better man. I just think that if they're exposed to it, they can probably choose better. Because women do the choosing. Let's keep it. That's bottom line. We know that they do the choosing. So let's keep it real, right? But we know that they've been choosing they've been making some crazy ass choices. And this is the whole topic. They're making some crazy choices and a lot of choices to throw us under the fucking bus at any chance they can get. So, I mean, to bring it back around to the topic of the day, black women throwing black men under the bus, yeah. I think I think a lot of these women out here right now, it's just ain't nothing we can do about them unless they're willing to go to come around and meet with us and have meetings. Admit their admit it. You know, they gotta admit that they doing it first.
Shit. These sisters need to step it up and get on their shit because I'm tired of the tire. I'm tired of tasting tire. and smelling exhaust.
Yeah.
That shit don't feel good at all.
Yo, I'm gonna say this too real quick. The little kid, Kendrick Lamar, makes a song, and in his song he say he tired of seeing all this fake shit, right? Like fake ass, fake faces. I mean, you know, he's like, I want to see some real. I want to see a real woman for a change, with regular, with her hair, with just her hair, some stretch
Old
marks.
school women.
Hold up, though, hold up. Some stretch marks. Look, and then after he said that, did you know black women, not all, but some black women really had an issue with that? And
Yep.
that's where I fucked up at. Like, well, what was the issue with that? He said
They
be
went on a
natural.
media frenzy on him and attacked him on media.
That fucked me up, bro. I know that our women are sick. When I
But
heard
I'm gonna
that,
say
they sick, bro. Our women
to
are
all
sick.
the real women, I'm gonna say this. I remember growing up, and I remember seeing when the girls used to sit on the steps and the mama or the sisters be braiding their hair. You know what I'm saying? And girls walked around with their hair braided or in the ponytail, and regardless of how long or how short their hair was, these sisters still kept it up. They'll throw a little scarf on. You know what I'm saying? That wasn't it. If the girl didn't have no ass, she just didn't have no ass. It didn't take away from her beauty.
No,
You know,
no.
she didn't wear a bunch of. I remember not seeing black girls with a bunch of makeup on. It was as is.
Right. Yeah.
They didn't have the fake nails. They did their own nails. I remember smelling fingernail remover and fingernail and they're smelling the polish from them doing their nails. They used to diligently do their nails in school, at home. Man, yo, you remember being out there with the girls in the neighborhood playing jacks with their ass?
Yeah, I remember that.
Real women, real girls, real. You know what I'm saying? They was who they are.
I remember that. But I mean, I guess what the times have changed. Once they start coming out with that fake hair shit.
The mamas are putting fake hair in these babies' hair.
Because I remember
I seen a little girl with blue hair, and I seen a little girl with purple hair.
Yeah.
And the weave looked like yarn. It looked like crayons, yo, a yarn.
Yeah. Hey, look, my niece got good hair, man. And she insists on buying this fucking hair. And she buys this expensive ass hair. And I'm like, why the hell are you buying hair? Your hair ain't short. No, but it fall out a little bit, and it makes it look fuller when you wear. I'm like, baby, you just
see how they make up excuses, and that's because they don't have reassurance.
Right.
They don't have the reassurance from us to let them know how beautiful they are, and then we're too busy allowing these bitches, like you just made the comment about Kendrick Lamar. We're too busy allowing these bitches to interfere with us showing these real women the support that they need. Because I'm sorry, when the remark that Kendrick Lamar made, he should have. The real women should have stepped up and shut them bitches down.
Shout out to Kendrick Lamar, keeping it up.
But they don't do that, and this is part of the problem. When these real women learn to stop allowing these bitches to attack black men, and when we stop allowing these niggas to disrespect our women, because it's not just from white people or any other culture we got to protect them from. We also got to protect them from the wretchedness in our own culture.
Right,
but man, I'll let you go ahead and close it out.
Yes, sir.
With that word.
Yeah, I'm gonna wrap it up, fellas. Look, man, if y'all get the gist of this, anybody who listens to this, you know what I mean? If you can get your sisters, your nieces, any of them, brother, hey, it's time for the men to step up, brother. It's time for the men to step up and take their families back and be these people that they're supposed to be. Dads, granddads, uncles, cousins, brothers. We need to be these people. Nieces, nephews. sisters out there, like I said, this was about you, right? But we still love you. We just need you. Hey, yo, I don't even know if this can hear me.
Hold on.
I need to. I was just doing a bunch of talking, and I don't think they was listening. They could hear me. The mic ain't working right. So I'm gonna go ahead and shut it down because all that shit I just said right now, I don't think anybody heard it. So I'm gonna go ahead and shut this down because I'm having technical difficulties, and I hope that if anybody listen to this, they get something out of it. Again, peace and love to my sisters and my brothers. We need to step up. All right. You want to say something else, bro? We'll shut it down.
One love.
One love. Peace.